In this video today, I'm going to give you an introduction to referencing. Now, this is a skill that is really important for students who are writing essays, reports, or dissertations. Firstly, let's talk about what referencing is and why we need to do it. Just imagine you took an amazing photograph. You sent it to a friend and they uploaded it to a social media network. The photo goes viral. Everyone is commenting, liking, and saying how amazing the photo is. The problem is, everyone thinks your friend took the photo, and they get credit for it, even though they didn't do it. Now, what should your friend have done? Well, firstly, they should have asked your permission, of course, but they also should have referenced you in the post, which means putting your name at the bottom of the photograph, just to let people know that you're the one who took it in the first place. Simply put, referencing just means to mention something or someone in writing or speech. This sounds simple, but I promise you it can be a little confusing at times. In this video, we will primarily focus on referencing text-based things such as websites, journals, and books. Let's say you have to write an essay on studying online versus studying in the classroom. You will, of course, do some research. You might find some websites and books and decide that you want to use the information and ideas in your own paper. For example, you look through this website and you find this sentence, an idea that you really want to use in your paper. Despite the digital glitz, it concludes that online learning has failed to match the teacher at the front of the class. In your essay, however, you write it like this. Firstly, despite the digital glitz, I conclude that online learning has failed to match the teacher at the front of the class. If you don't say where you got this information from, it is considered to be plagiarism. Plagiarism is when you use someone else's ideas, but you say they are your own. So how do we fix this? Well, it's easy. We just have to reference the source. The source is where you found the information and the person who actually owns it. You can add the source to your essay by using in-text citations. In-text citations are inside the essay itself, and it means you put the owner's name next to the information that they own. Here are two ways you can do that. You can put the owner's name at the beginning of that sentence, or you can put the owner's name at the end of the sentence in brackets. This is called an in-text citation. The next thing to look at is, where do you find the source? Let's look at some examples here. For a website, go to the top or the bottom. You should be able to find the person's name and around or nearby the date when it was first published. For a research paper, you need to go to the top of the page and you'll be able to find the name of the research paper as well as the date it was published and the journal that it came from. When you're looking at a book, look at the first few pages. You'll see the publisher's name, who owns the copyright, and the place it was published. Let's quickly review what we've done so far. We've got our source, we found our in-text citation. The only thing we need to do now is create the bibliography. This is at the end of your research paper and contains all the important details and information of the person who owns the work that you're using. In all cases, you need to find some basic information for your reference. And that includes the author's surname and initial, date it was published, the title of the piece of work, the place where it was published, the publisher's name, and if it is a research journal, the journal's name, the volume number, issue number, and the page number. And for websites, you need to include the full website link. There are also many ways to write this reference, such as using Harvard, APA, MLA, and Chicago. These are just different styles in which to write your reference, and it largely depends on what your teacher tells you to use or the school you belong to. So please check with them before writing your bibliography. Here's a general example of how a reference would look for a website. I haven't used a particular style, I've just used the key information. We've got the author, the date it was published, the title of the article, the publisher, and the website address. This is how it looks like for a book. Again, we have the author, the date, the title of the book, where the book was published, and the publisher's name. Finally, we have a research paper. We have the author's name, the date, the title of the research paper, the journal where the research paper comes from, the volume number, issue number, and the page number. Thank you very much for watching this video today. If you have any comments or ideas for videos you'd like us to cover, please let us know in the comments below.